where he worked at Case, New Holland, in Fargo, North Dakota. There he held various positions. In 1996, he was appointed union steward and became vice president of the local in 97. In 2005, he was appointed to the position of District 5 organizing coordinator and was successful in organizing groups under the Service Contract Act and within the private sector. Brother Murch also served as District 5 arbitration advocate from November 2013 until his election to District 5 directing business rep on July 1st, 2015. Please join me in welcoming Brother Murch.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. I'll make my comments brief. This afternoon, General Vice President Gruber has assigned me to attend as many state councils as I can throughout the territory to introduce myself and to bring forth the education programs that we're going to provide to everyone within this territory. And with the opening remarks that Alex had with my bio, I just want to say a few words about that. Coming out of the Case, New Holland plant in Fargo, North Dakota, North Dakota is a right-to-work state. It's been a right-to-work state since 1947. The facility that I came out of was organized in 1974, and I'm proud to boast the fact that we have about a 98% membership rate. Not only in that facility, but throughout District 5, we maintain a 98% membership rate. So it is very possible to do so, to keep the membership up. With the transition of Wisconsin going to right to work, the challenges before you are great. And I will tell you from my own personal experience that the work that you do within your facilities is paramount to keeping your membership numbers high. So based on the information that's already been talked about at this conference, it sounds like everyone in this room is doing a very good job of maintaining those membership rates at such a high level. And it really is a lot of hard work. And with that, we're going to have to step up our game, particularly in this state when it comes to educational programs throughout the entire territory, throughout the districts and the local lodges. We do have a presentation that I can put on regarding right to work and some of the pitfalls and things that go along with that. Also with that, with those particular challenges comes the education of the first line union stewards and officers within the local lodges. Far too many times, just from my experience coming out of a right to work state, it seems that when you talk to individuals throughout the territory and in other states that come from what we call union states, I guess, where you have the ability to negotiate union security, a lot of the times what will happen is the responsibilities of those first line union stewards will be pushed off onto the business representatives. And what that does is it causes a tremendous amount of stress to not only the DBRs but also the acting business representatives throughout this territory. So my responsibility as the territory education representative is to bring forth education programs for the union stewards throughout this territory to help them do their jobs more successfully. And by doing that, it's going to release some of the pressures onto the business representatives, henceforth bringing forward a better method of representation throughout the territory. Now, one of the things that I'm also going to bring forward through these educational programs, and the former educator of the territory, Ed Manhart, did a tremendous amount of work developing training programs from all facets, whether it's from union stewards to local lodge officers training to election training. He put forth a tremendous amount of work in developing the programs. But one of the things that I want to do is I want to be able to streamline those programs and compress them down to like a 4 to 6 hour presentation. Of course, that can vary depending on the size of the group. And the fact is that we got to make sure that we spend the time necessary with those groups to make sure that we really get the education put forward that they're going to need to do their jobs successfully. But I'm a very firm believer that when you put forth a presentation and a training session. When you start talking about 8-hour sessions, you start losing the grip. Look, we all come out of the shop. We're all used to that type of work. And putting, a group into a room and doing a PowerPoint presentation with exercises, the longer it goes, sometimes you can lose their attention, and that's not what we want to do. So we will do our very level best at the territorial level with these programs to compress them as much as possible for the membership in this territory. And with that, for the local lodge officers that are in this room, again, we're going to put forward presentations and training programs for you to be successful being a local lodge officer. Because not only is it representation on the shop floor and the administration of contracts that's so vitally important, it's also leadership within the local lodges and within those structures. Look, I'm not going to try to kid anybody up here. We all know that the membership participation in monthly meetings is probably drastically low compared to what it has been historically. And it's a very unfortunate thing when that happens, because the sharing of information, the communication to the membership is what's so vitally important to keep them informed of what's going on. And if we can't get them to come to the union meetings, to Tom's remarks from International President Machinists, communication is absolutely key to be able to keep the membership engaged in a manner to where they're informed on what they have to do. So we've got kind of a mission statement that we've developed. It basically says, advancing the education of the IAM members regarding our organization in all aspects to enhance the power of the working class through training, activism, and sharing of knowledge. We all know the assaults that have taken place on the working class throughout the years, okay? And we've got a large mountain to climb, and you hear it every single time we have an election season. But it's not just about politics. The bottom line is, it's about the membership, and it's about making sure that they have the tools to be successful in everyday operations within the facilities that we represent. And so I look forward to working with Alex as the Director of District 10 and the business representatives. Already had some conversations about setting forth some dates for some stewards trainings. It's going to be a really, really busy year, and through communications with Alex and the business reps, we're going to set forth those dates to be able to bring people in for stewards training and officers training. And I would just like to close my remarks by saying that when it comes to having people come to these training sessions and the educational classes we're going to be putting on, please emphasize to your union stewards and the officers that when those dates are put forward, it's about a commitment to this organization. It's about committing to the time to sit down and be given the tools that are necessary for their success. I take it very seriously when you have a training session, whether it's for stewards, officers, elections, organizing. We're going to put forth some organizing proposals, some plans going forward that are going to be very interesting. Make sure that people, if you're going to have the title, you have to do the work. It's just the bottom line. And that's what everybody in this room, I'm speaking to the choir, I understand that. But you have to bring that message back to those first-line stewards that may be somewhat disengaged in what they're doing. So with that, I want to keep my remarks short. I appreciate the time to be here. This is the first time I've attended the Wisconsin State Council of Machinists. I have all the respect in the world for each and every one of you in the struggles that have taken place over the years, and keep up the good fight. Solidarity.